And here's how easy it gets. We went back over 5 years and looked at hundreds of videos. In 95% of the officers that were shot or shot at, okay, so we're paring this down to the most extreme violence that could occur against an officer. Officers that are being shot at or shot. In 95% of the time, before that happened, the officers discovered noncompliance. So let's just make it easy. Noncompliance. You ask the suspect to do something, they refuse, or they do the opposite. So what are our officers doing when they get noncompliance? Well, they don't think they're going to be assaulted, that's for sure, because they're acting like it's Chick-fil-A. They're acting like, it's Chick-fil-A, you didn't hear my order, and they're acting nice and kind. I mean, we've seen videos, Terry, where the call was a man with an armed robbery call of a grocery store. The guy's walking down the highway with a bag that he stole from the grocery store, and the officer, so there's no question as who the suspect is. And instead of treating him like a guy that just robbed a grocery store with a gun, he's getting out and walking up to him like it's his best friend. And shocker, it don't go the right way. So that's what we're seeing. And so if 95% is noncompliance, then let's look at the call type. They just did a large study out of the University of Cincinnati on Cincinnati Police Department. And ironically, those calls matched up with what we found. About 94% of the officers that were shot or shot at were responding to a call where it's a more tactical call, domestic violence, robbery in progress, man with a gun. It's not a typical call. It's a more tactically a call that would call for more tactics. But the officers aren't acting like it. They're not acting like it. And so those are just the two low-hanging fruit, if I could tell any officer. Hey, if you get a call that's a little more dangerous than a report call, it's a felony in progress, it's a guy in a grocery store losing his mind. We all know those calls. And you get noncompliance on top of that.
Yeah.
Stop being Chick-fil-A, turn into Burger King, and take care of business, right? But that's the low-hanging fruit. Then I could get into, Terry, in 1/3 of the times the officers were shot or shot at, the suspect literally told them what they were about to do. We call that a declaration in our training. Now, they don't always make it real easy and say, hey, officer, I'm about to shoot you. They don't make it usually that easy. But in 28% of the time, the suspects were saying things that should indicate to the officer that something was about to happen. Things like, and people that watch videos have seen this, you're not going to arrest me tonight. I'm not going to jail tonight. All kinds of statements that are, as Nikki will tell you, are anomalies from what you typically hear, right? Well, that's happening in 28% of the time. I mean, I can't think of more low-hanging fruit. And then we can get into 53% of the time, hands were concealed. That's not going to shock anybody, right? And so we have a number of this, but fortunately, because of the research that's been done and the more that's coming, we no longer have to say, I saw some furtive gestures and this didn't look right. We can now have more confidence in what we're seeing and saying. And I'm hoping it makes a difference. I know it will. There'll be many departments that they won't have anything to do with this because it's not supported by all the politicians and all the grants and everything. Listen, if you're a leader and you want your officer to go home at night, this is something I think that they need and they've asked for. I'm actually shocked it hadn't been done before, that there hasn't been a strong evidence research base behind this, because what better way to save the lives of officers than to let's give them let's give them a validated set of predictors of what could occur, just prior to violence.